"Take one more step, and I'll make you regret it," the man shouted, his voice echoing across the marble courtyard. The guard didn't move. He didn't blink. The gleaming rifle in his hand stood like an extension of his body, unshaken, unwavering. But what happened next, no one in that silent crowd could ever forget. It was a crisp, quiet morning at the tomb of the unknown soldier, a place where every sound carries a sacred weight. The rhythmic click of the guard's boots on the stone floor was almost hypnotic. Each step, each turn, was executed with perfect precision, a living symbol of discipline and respect. But amid the respectful silence, one man decided that the world revolved around him. He was loud, unkempt, and clearly intoxicated. His jacket was stained with dirt, his eyes bloodshot from a night of bad decisions. He laughed too loud, stumbled too close, and ignored the clear signs posted around the memorial. "Hey, you think you're special? Huh?" he yelled at the guard. "You're just a man in costume." People in the crowd gasped. Some whispered for security. Others pulled out their phones, unsure if they were about to witness a tragedy or a miracle. But the tomb guard didn't respond. Not a flinch, not a word. His face was made of stone, his eyes hidden behind his dark sunglasses. The man's voice grew louder. "I said, look at me." He stepped over the chain barrier, a line no one is ever meant to cross. That was the moment everything changed. With a sharp movement that sliced through the tension, the guard raised his rifle, the steel glinting in the morning light. His voice cut through the air like thunder. "Stand back from the tomb of the unknown soldier." The crowd froze. Even the wind seemed to stop. The man staggered backward, startled by the sudden authority that erupted from what he had thought was a silent statue. But instead of retreating, he smirked. "What are you going to do, tough guy? It's just a job." A mother in the crowd whispered to her son, "He's going to regret that." The guard lowered his rifle slightly, his voice calm now, but filled with something deeper, something that felt like sorrow. "You think this is just a job?" he said. "Every step I take honors men who never came home. Every second I stand here, I stand for those who can't." The man blinked, suddenly unsure of himself. His laughter faded into an awkward silence. The people behind him began to murmur, not with amusement now, but with disgust. For the first time, the heckler looked around and saw what he had become, a spectacle of disrespect in a place built on sacrifice. As security arrived to escort him away, the guard resumed his patrol, slow, precise, unbroken. The rhythm returned. Click, click, click. But there was something different now. The crowd wasn't just watching, they were feeling. And then, something unexpected happened. The man stopped struggling. His shoulders dropped, and he looked back at the guard one last time. "My brother," he muttered softly, "he died in Afghanistan." The guard didn't turn, but his voice came low and steady. "Then you, of all people, should know what this place means." Tears welled in the man's eyes as he nodded weakly. I just lost control." For a brief moment, time stood still. The crowd, once judgmental and tense, now felt something shift, a quiet, human understanding. The guard remained motionless, but his words carried warmth now. "Then stand tall. Honor him by being better." The man was led away in silence. But that silence was no longer tense. It was reverent. People removed their hats. Some whispered prayers. Others simply stood still, united in something beyond words. Hours later, after the crowd had gone, the same guard was found standing in the fading light of the afternoon. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small metal token, a coin engraved with a name. He placed it gently on the white marble edge of tomb guard. "For every soul we guard," he whispered. It was his brother's name too. The soldier who had faced a heckler that morning wasn't just defending tradition. He was defending memory, loss, and honor. Sometimes, the loudest people are the ones who are hurting the most. And sometimes, the quietest ones, those who stand firm without words, carry the greatest strength of all. In the end, the man who mocked found humility, and the guard who stood silent taught a lesson louder than any shout. If this story touched you, subscribe and comment your country below. Because heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes, they just stand in silence.